Good afternoon. My name is Pete Von Reitbauer, and in addition to being a member of the Metropolitan King County Council, I'm also a flood district supervisor, and I represent this portion of South King County. This is a really special day for many of us. Mayor Backus's predecessor and I met here some years ago looking at this problem, and under his watch and her watch and that partnership between King County and Auburn, we've been able to succeed in dealing with a problem that has affected decades of residents of South King County. Together, we have completed the $17 million project and ensured that we're protecting over 600 residents in this community and thousands of jobs that will be protected because the companies and businesses will be protected from a potential flood. It's really been an honor to work with the City of Auburn, first with Mayor Lewis and now with Mayor Backus, because they have a deep, abiding faith and commitment to this community. And most importantly, Mayor Backus understands how a partnership with King County, and in this case, the flood district, can protect lives and ensure jobs are retained in our community. Mayor Backus, I want to thank you for your support and your collaboration, and most importantly, your partnership. Maybe you want to share some comments?
Thank you, Councilmember Von Reichbauer. It is an honor to be here today to celebrate this type of a partnership. The work that has gone into the Reddington Levee is no less than amazing. We have had numerous work parties out here since the levee was completed. In fact, our Clean Sweep program in May was all about plantings out here at the levee. There were over 2,200 plantings that took place by volunteers in our community that understand the need and the importance of this project. And I'm very proud to be here today with you, Pete, to celebrate that partnership and the fact that the properties and the livelihoods of so many in our district, in our city, have been saved because of this.
And again, what's unique is the flood district was created out of a crisis. People were very concerned in South King County and throughout King County about the potential of flooding in our region. And instead of waiting for the flood, this project is an indicator how you can be proactive and protect the community from a flood and not have to wait for a disaster. This is an example of a partnership coming together to save the community from a potential disaster. And again, it's a great partnership, and I thank you very much.
Thank you.
Are there any questions?
How much of a difference is this going to make overall for the lives, adjustment, Mike, but how much of a difference is this going to make overall for the lives of the folks down here? Are they going to notice a difference? Is it just going to be kind of an easy transition without water in their backyard?
Yeah, it's funny, when we were first here, one of the people who remembered water in their backyards was a young lady who grew up in this community and became the governor of the state, Christine Gregoire. And she reminded me that growing up here, her mother and father always, every year, had the flood in the backyard. And again, our goal is to be proactive. And with the help of the flood district and the taxpayers of King County, we're able to keep that problem from occurring. But ironically enough, it was a former governor who grew up in Auburn who brought this to our attention and pointed out that her family had to deal with this year after year after year. So today, we're hopefully protecting the lives and the residents of many people throughout South King County, and most importantly, in many ways, protecting jobs that would be lost because businesses would be flooded. Quite frankly, we cannot protect ourselves completely from Mother Nature, but we can try to be proactive in ways to help us mitigate against Mother Nature. But when she decides to do something, many of it, there's no stopping her. But today we've hopefully created a mitigation that's going to protect the residents and the businesses of the area. But maybe we have an expert here who can perhaps tell a little bit about potential sizing of river on this particular side of the river.
Thank you. This new levee is designed for what we call a 500-year flood, one that would occur on average about once every 500 years. And then there's 3 feet of safety built in on top of that, which can help accommodate even larger floods or perhaps some climate change related effects. There always is the residual risk of yet a larger event happening, but the probability is much lower. previously we had what would have been closer to a 100 to 150 year design for this location.
So I get in number of feet from where it was to where it is, how much higher are we talking?
So this would probably be about 4 feet higher, and it's set back a little bit further too, so there's a lot less pressure and erosion potential on the levee because the velocity of the water and the erosivity of it is less. And it also provides some opportunity for habitat for fish and wildlife and other creatures.
Just given the nature of the levee where it is on flowing water, is it difficult to build and repair a levee like this?
It's very involved, especially in an urban area. As you can see here, just behind you, there's a stormwater pump station. It's in the middle of a park. Just downstream, there are multiple neighborhoods. There's a road and more park and a golf course across the river. So you're trying to fit it all in and try to design for multiple objectives. And so this is the kind of project that we can end up with as we redesign and rebuild these levee systems that were originally built in the 60s or before, more for the agricultural valley that existed back then.
Good question. Well, thank everybody for here. I want to thank my colleague, Councilmember Reagan Dunn, who is chair of the Flood District, and all the members of the Flood District of King County. This is an example of what we thought about when the Flood District was created. We want to be proactive, protecting lives, residences, and businesses. And Mayor, thanks to your help, we're able to do that. Thanks again.